Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's the Boosted RC channel, but today we ain't doing nothing RC. We doing something a little different. We working on the 88 300ZX Turbo. Today we'll be going over on how to fix the digital dash. This car is equipped with a digital dash, but some of the instrument lighting doesn't work on the digital dash. I have a problem with the coolant light, and I have a problem with the trip lights. We're gonna see if we can get those fixed today. And it's a really easy process. You just have to take your kick panel off, find the module, which is this gray box right here. Once you find the module, you want to take the screws out. You have one screw there, up in there, and you have one screw behind the module. Once you take those two screws out, the other screw is connected to this right here. So it's behind the gray module box. Once you take that off though, you want to go up here and you want to push this little button on the wires. Push that little button in and it should disconnect from the wires. Once you take the module out the car, you want to take it over to your cable, because this is where you're going to do the soldering at. In my case, I'm going to take it over to the refrigerator. And you want to look at these soldering joints right here. These two rows of soldering joints. Those are what controls the lighting on your digital dash. And those are what we will be repairing today to complete this project. So I'm going to show you how you do that, because this when it gets tricky. You can't have a super hot soldering iron, so make sure the temperature is low so you don't melt the solder and push your pins through your motherboard. You don't want to deal with none of this stuff here. Don't touch none of this stuff over here, because that's going to get you in trouble. All you want to do is work on these two rows of soldering joints. It's 16 soldering joints, 8 on each side. You want to take your soldering iron at an angle on the side of the pins, and you want to try to melt the solder just till it starts to melt, and then you want to let it go. You don't want to press down on the joint, because you'll push the pins through the motherboard, and then you'll be shit out of luck. So what you want to do is come at an angle with your soldering joints. You really don't want to touch the board either, the motherboard. You just want to touch the solder until it gets wet. Let it get wet, then let it dry. And then you want to go down the row on each solder joints, 8 times on each side. 8 on this side, 8 on that side. And you just want to tap them. Because see what happened over years, with so much vibration in the car being so old, those solder joints got weak. So you want to resolder all of these joints, all 16 of them. Take your time. Don't rush. Make sure your iron is not so hot where you burn the daggone solder off the soldering joints. You don't want to burn the solder off. You just want to lightly melt the solder back on the post. And after that, you want to check your fuse. Make sure your fuse is good. It's a 75 amp. Make sure you have a 75 amp fuse in your module. But you want to make sure that the connections are connected. So make sure your fuse is good. Then after that, another thing. Mine came with this little washer, this little star washer. Looks exactly like this right here. If you don't know where that little washer goes, put it back onto this little piece right here. So you want to, when you put your plate on, you put your screw in, you want to make sure you want to make sure the washer is on this side of the board. And you want to push that in, tighten it up. And that's all on how to fix your module. So let's go back over here to the car. I know this already worked. You know why? because I already fixed mine. So let me show you what I was saying. Let's go back over here to the car. Start her up. See what we got. See? Everything works. All my lights on. Fuel light working. Coolant light working. Trip lights working. Odometer lights working. RPMs, everything. Everything is working. At first, this wasn't working right here, y'all. All this stuff right here in this little box wasn't working. And now, everything works on my digital dash. Even the gauges work too. I didn't have a problem with those though, with the gauges. Just on the coolant and the trip. So now, everything works. Everything's back to original state. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the family. We're going to do a whole lot of little projects, y'all. We're going to have a whole lot of little projects. I got motorcycles, cars, RC cars, all kinds of stuff. So you never know what might come up on my channel, but they all going to be helpful hints, y'all. Till then, stay strong, stay healthy. Wear your mask. Talk to y'all later.